The hiatus is indeed over, ladies and gentlemen. This is the voice of VRW commentary. I am the one and only Quandissimo. As explained earlier, in these past couple of months, we are coming back and we start recording here in August. This is the first state of the address of VRW here in the year of 2023. We're going to be talking about all the things that are new and unchanging in the coming year. The major changes are definitely going to be coming from both the shows and the scheduling system, because let's be honest, I'm doing this whole thing still by myself. But the fact of the matter is, I am masochistic enough to continue the project that I started 3 years ago. So with this time around, I've got a whole bunch of stuff going on in real life. Like, I got a kid on the way here in November, so the scheduling and the shows, it's going to be quite interesting this time, because this year we are not doing monthly pay-per-views, simply because there were a few stories way back when that didn't get enough time to play out certain storylines. So I figured this time around, instead of doing 12 pay-per-views literally month after month after month, I'm only gonna do 5, because that gives certain characters to character progression. They need certain stories to be played out effectively so that it builds certain stars. Because let's be honest, last time around I did a good job building up a few stars, because you got yourselves your Sammy Stones, your Karan Cooks, your Austin Storms, Mason Rex, Jason Ramirez. Like I built a lot of people, but most of it came off of the whim of having that close circle of friends that started the show that is VRW. So with a bunch of new faces coming in and still some returning faces, I figured that with this kind of scheduling system with the shows, it would play out a bit more effectively, so that not only people stick around to see how their characters are being used on this show, but they're actually seeing something being made out of this whole thing. So far, I've had a couple people tell me that the disarm her is like an instant tap out submission move. Like, I've been exploring this game for a hot minute now, and I haven't even gone through every submission hold there is in this game, but I'm gonna just take some of the people's words for it and just nix that move. But for sure, definitely for sure, the wrist clutch assault, yeah, that move is forbidden. Screw the word banned. This is forbidden. Do you know how hard it is to commentate through this move when 2 people have this on their set? Nah, screw that. So if there are any other banned moves that I should add to the list, be sure to let me know. This thing is forbidden. Like I said earlier, I've got returning faces coming back to the show, and definitely I've got a whole bunch of new faces. It's been a whole year since I've interacted with the world of Twitter and the world of Call, so expect to see a whole new generation clashing with the old generation. Last time around, I had that done that way, up to 3 calls per people. Like I said, up to. Not everyone actually saw all their calls at once. But the fact of the matter is, when I first started this whole thing, it was strictly close friends that expanded into getting people off of Twitter, getting people off of Instagram, PSN, whatever. But I'm going to keep to that same formula solely for the purpose of the fact that it's been a whole year since I've done all this. So not everybody, let it be known to the new people coming into the show, if you have multiple calls coming into this show, not all of them are going to be featured all at once. Like, let's say you've got a tag team. Cool, I'm gonna run your tag team a few shows at once. If you got a singles person too, maybe here or there appearances, but do not expect every single one of your characters to have a championship. Okay, that's not going to be a thing. I think I did that with a specific team last time around. I think the UE was in that boat, but do not expect that to happen just for quick roll. I can't even say that word right. Quick quote pearl. However that shit is said. But yeah, everyone is gonna have their time to shine on this show. But if you have a group of calls that you're throwing at me, do not expect every single one of them to be champion. That's one thing that a few of the younger people that I had on the show last time around, some of them didn't understand that that's not how I roll. Like, I even have my own friends have a bunch of calls at me. Not every single one of them were champion. Not all of my friends were champion at the same time either. So to reiterate, everyone is going to get their time in the sun on this show. If the story is built properly to make everyone shine, everyone is going to have a portfolio to come out of this show and then take it to anywhere else they so choose. $2023 is definitely going to be a relearning experience, especially since I'm delving back into the show here. It's been a whole year since I've been involved in call politics and all the other nonsense I had to put up with. But as far as the show goes, the format is going to be both the same and different. How promos are going to work, how I type those out. You guys, of course, are always free to add on fuel to the flames, your own personal promos and everything. I know that a lot of you guys definitely have been getting into AI generated images of your calls. I do not have anything against them, even though most of the people who are doing them have female calls. But you know what? You do what you do. This is not a PG show. It's not like I'm a saint and only appealing to a certain age group. No. It's a freaking wrestling show. It's supposed to be violent. It's supposed to be dramatic. Now, I say dramatic, but I don't do drama on this show. Like, that's why I never ever opened up the Discord. Like, there was a Discord for this show. I just never gave it out because at the time, call drama was infectious and I did not want to make a Discord, invite all these people and have all these problems. So maybe somewhere down the line I'll rediscuss having the Discord open to everybody, but no drama. I don't do none of that. Now, you're going to quickly find out who's all going to be a part of this show down the road. Like, there are a bunch of new people I've just started interacting with. Some of the guys I used to talk to way back when, some of the old stars and everything. I don't know who is on the current call blacklist on Twitter and Instagram. So I'm going to put it at this. If things pop up here and there, I'll start nixing people from the show. Like, if they start causing intentional problems, then I'm not going to put up with it at all. Everyone who wants to try to sweet talk me into, you know, giving themselves more screen time and everything. That's why I got this whole new format. There's like 7 weeks to build up calls, build up stories and everything. Like I said before, everyone is going to have their time to have their call previewed and featured on the show and everything. But I don't want to make any drama, and I will get rid of it once it starts becoming an issue. Like, right on the spot. If I see it, then it's done. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Pacing is going to be, once again, another learning process and everything. As far as music is gone, go through all this process, we're going to keep that format the same. We have a specific YouTube group that puts up non-copyright songs. I'm sorry to all you other people who are so used to having your normal favorite songs that you have on every other show. This is not every other show. Like, I do things completely different, completely by a different book, but I will refer you to free music tunes. These guys have an entire encyclopedia of music that I've been going through both on my PC and my phone to see what music is going to be good for this show. But like I said, I'm getting back into it. It's been kind of new and strange at the same time, trying to get back into all the things I used to do on a weekly basis. Oh, but here is another thing. I did say that I have a kid coming into the world in November. So, for good reasons, another scheduling thing that's going to be different, and it may be a whole new trial and error process that you're gonna have to adapt with me for this one. So throughout possibly September, actually no, October through to December, all the shows in that time period are going to be pre-recorded, meaning that I'm going to have all those shows done in advance, because I'm going to have to pay attention more to being a parent than I am being a show creator. I'm going to see how that plays out for us. If the whole pre-recorded shows doesn't work out, then there's going to be maybe a temporary hiatus. It depends on how much time is needed, more preferably in real life than with this show. I am going to try and push to make sure that the pre-recorded shows is the best route to go. But, you know, you guys can all relate. Real life comes first. My new firstborn child will come first before this show. Whatever happens, happens. But that's my stand on this take, both in real life and in the call world. I am happy to be doing all this again, though. This was one of the funnest things that I did for the past 3 years when this whole thing started. When it started with just my friends and then expanded into something more because of you guys. And when I announced that the show was coming back, like the response of all you guys just hoarding in, like, that made my face freeze when I was smiling. So thank you to everyone who is excited just as much as I am to be back on this show, to be a part of this show. And I'm hoping that I haven't lost my touch, and that you guys will continue to be supportive as you were before we left. So this has been the state of the address for VRW. Like I said, recording resumes in August, and that is going to be the month where we come back. So get ready to be violent again, guys. I'm heading out.